Many European national airlines, also known as flag carriers, are struggling to stay alive, and many are finding consolidating with other national airlines is the only hope in a changing marketplace. So what happens to that flag? Here with the story is WSJ's middle seat columnist, Scott McCartney. Scott, thanks for being with us. Why are so many European national airlines struggling right now? Have any gone completely under?
Good to be with you, Tanya. Yeah, a couple have. Hungary's Malev Airlines has gone under. Olympic Airways in Greece is just about gone. There's a successor supplies some regional feed to Aegean Airlines, and many have struggled. They've essentially lost their state funding support. They face increased competition in long-haul markets from Persian Gulf Airlines and others, and they face all kinds of competition at home on short-haul routes from sort of Pac-Man-like discount airlines that are gobbling up traffic. Last year, Ryanair carried more passengers in Italy than Alitalia.
Oh, my goodness. So, Scott, what purpose did these flag carriers serve in the beginning when they were established? And is that sort of obsolete at this point, as a lot of industry watchers say?
Well, not completely. There are still ownership control limits, and traffic rights are often apportioned by country. So if you want to fly from Prague to the United States, you have to get approval. Until Open Skies came along, you had to get approval from the Czech government as well as the U.S. government. There are still some vestiges of that make it difficult for complete consolidation and integration. But for a country, a flag carrier, it's prestige, it's economic development, it's the notion of air service as important in terms of attracting tourists, attracting companies to come there. A country feels some need to have its own airline. And
so now that so many of them are consolidating, how is that working out?
Well, I think mixed results so far. One of the earliest was Air France and KLM. That seems to be going fairly well, although Air France is certainly struggling right now with a lot of the same issues that others have. Higher labor costs from the old days, if you will. And other issues. Recently, the parent of British Airways bought Iberia. That seems to be going okay. This August, parent of British Airways also bought Aer Lingus. Lufthansa controls Austrian, Swiss, and Brussels Airlines. Some mixed success there, but that's the kind of consolidation that's gone on. And then you have investors pumping in money to keep airlines afloat, and that's a real mixed bag in terms of success.
Any fights over who gets to fly the flag?
Well, the flag is often still determined by government traffic rights, and that's still a problem. Although increased liberalization and open skies is kind of ultimately doing away with that issue. But Korean Airlines now controls Czech Airlines. There are signs in the Czech airport in the Korean language. There aren't a lot of Korean passengers. It's mostly symbolic.
Right.
But for Czech Airlines, a little tiny struggling carrier, it's got one long haul plane. It's really taken a hit with the war in Ukraine and decline in the Russian economy. They're really struggling.
Well, maybe they'll start serving Korean food. That could be a big draw for the passengers. All right, Scott, thank you so much for that.